Hey there, cats and kitties. I'm Bluesman, sXeblues, and this is going to be a brief little review for the DC Comics trade paperback crossover Teen Titans and Outsiders, The Insiders. Now, I bought this a while ago, and because of such names attached to it as Jeff Johns and Judd Winnick, the artists are Matthew Clark, Carlos Deanda, and Tony Daniel, respectively. Um, the art for me is eye candy. I love just looking at comic book art and things like that. It's always, even when it's bad, it's still relatively good to me. Because I'm a writer, I actually focus more on the writers. And since the two, respective writers of this piece have been involved in the New 52, it kind of had me wanting to go back. And because I didn't really remember much about this, and with this sort of new, being in love with comics all over again, I wanted to go back and give it a fair shake once again. And it's an interesting story in that, from cover to cover, most of it is an ensuing battle. There are some little sort of pathos moments here throughout, character moments and poignancy, but for the most part, this is just, nonstop havoc, which basically comes at a time when Superboy, who's uncertain of himself, he feels like, does he have a soul? Who is he? What is his place in the world? And he decides to confront his demons, so to speak, and his uncertainties with his fellow Teen Titans, coinciding, unfortunately, with Lex Luthor's deciding to utter a phrase that comes from his father, Lionel Luthor, who he says was a drunken mess, but did leave him with certain things. And when he utters this phrase at a supersonic level that only Superboy can hear, it completely transforms him into a annihilator machine. He shaves his head and he goes on, a little tantrum sort of, which is basically almost leaving the Titans, dead. In the meantime, we have the rogue team, the Outsiders, led by Nightwing, and he also has former Titan, Starfire with him. They too are dealing with a rogue element within their own walls in the form of Indigo, this mysterious green skin and sort of pink or red-haired chick that came from the future. And it turns out, I'm not going to spoil who she ends up truly being, but essentially both of these teams have someone on the inside that, is meant to destroy them. And it's their battle with Lex Luthor and a unknown element I won't ruin for you here. And it's an interesting story overall. The art is definitely, as I say, stellar, and the writing is actually pretty good. And I would probably rate this 4 out of 5 in total, the entire collection, because it is really cool. I like the two sort of short story follow-ups that come at the end, particularly the one between Raven and Superboy. And it's just an interesting piece. If you have never read Teen Titans or Outsider stuff like me, I think it's a good sort of jumping off point. So that's pretty much all I have to say on this piece, and I will catch you next time. See you later. Peace.